happy to have you. I know you're a top builder, and sorry for putting you on the spot.
That's okay.
I'm happy you're on here. So let me go and remove the pin there. Let's go ahead, Brady Bunch. Let's check in with Miss Stacy. Stacy, we're going to talk to the people that want to know what is Shoply. You just heard from top money earners from all over the world who've joined this company, some that are CEOs, some of their top executives from companies, all of which have picked this company as their company and their home before we've even pressed go. And that's a pretty crazy and wild thing. Let's hear first. We'll hear two more people here. First from our CEO, then our Chief Visionary Officer. Then we're going to play a quick video on what actually, Rod, I'm going to introduce you after the video because you're going to lead into your own video. So Ron Williams, let's kick to you, brother. Talk to us about why Shoply. What's the culture here? What is it we're trying to create? Let's hear from you.
Well, we're creating it right now, Nick. You can see on this Zoom right now, people from all over the world talking, speaking the same language, wanting the same things, uniting in such a powerful way. I've always said since the beginning that we're going to focus on the things that unite humanity and not divide, because we have more things in common than we do apart, folks. And how fun it is to see people from different parts of the world speak the same language, the same goals, the same vision to illuminate dreams of people that otherwise would get overlooked. We're giving the power back to the people. This is a decentralized space now we're going to work in, very opportune. And folks, for the 500 plus that got on, congratulations for being on time, because there's a lot. My phone is blowing up of people who couldn't get on. So good job for you guys. Good lesson to learn for moving forward. But other than that, this is going to be a vision bigger than all of us, so none of us get in the way. No egos, no entitlement, no do me, but serving is always greater than selling. But we're going to sell. We're going to work our butts off. We're going to be in a very transactional mode right now, so make sure you just listen close to the steps. I love when Nick talks about getting the ticket on the train or the plane, the first class ticket. I was thinking getting the ticket to the premiere, right? To the premiere. So went off alone kind of and just went off with my little team and did another video for you guys, just the different vibe to complement all the other beautiful videos that we have. And this is a video that we're going to release tonight. It's on YouTube already.
This is the basic 2-minute What is Shoply video.
Welcome to Shoply, a new groundbreaking worldwide open market. It isn't just a tech release. It's the start of a new era in business. Welcome to decentralized commerce. This marketplace platform lets you control the terms of selling to empower the sellers to build your own team of influencers and affiliates. If Shoply doesn't have it, find it, claim it, and earn on every future transaction. Shoply is powered by a vibrant community of social influencers. Decentralized commerce simplifies choosing between retail stores, online platforms, affiliate programs, and direct sales. Removing the middleman, it unifies each area into one universal conversation and conversation globally. Join Shoply now and be a part of our inner circle for an exclusive sneak peek at our dynamic technology. For a limited time, lock in your free position in this exciting new company and invite 5 friends to join us. Once you're in, you'll get 5 invitations to share with your most influential friends. It's time to create income in your spare time and start living your dream. Welcome to Shoply, the future of decentralized commerce.
So welcome aboard for all of you guys that have made that decision. We're so excited to have you with us. And it's going to be an absolute rocket ship. So today, this just happened. We had 2 things happen. If you guys like quick stories, my flight was canceled and I'm trying to figure out how to get to Europe. I'm supposed to be on a plane to Europe right now. And the reason why we changed the time of the call was so I could be in the airport talking to you guys for a few minutes on my flight to Europe. That was canceled. And then Terry LaCour's flight was delayed multiple hours on the tarmac. Obviously, you guys know he flies private, but he was delayed. But we were able to pin him down literally 90 minutes ago. Rod did an interview with him as if he was here with us. He's now in the air, and I need to get in the air. But our CEO, man, you've been working relentlessly, integrating all pieces of tech, all the CEOs from the entire ecosystem around the clock. Why don't you speak to that for a minute or two, or not? Because I know you know Terry's message. I'm going to kick it over to you, my brother. Take it away.
Well, first of all, super honored to be here with everybody. As I look across the screen of everyone that's a panelist here, I've had hard conversations with every one of you. And it's really kind of fun because you all have a very high hurdle, a high barrier, an expectation, and we absolutely share that with you. And it's just been terrific to get to know each of you. And we all have those moments together. It's honestly, it's the thing that drives me. I enjoy the relationships with people in our industry. I care about it deeply. And it's one of the reasons, Jonathan, that your message resonated with me. I'll show you a quick anecdote. I think I like this. When Jonathan and I first met, it was on a Zoom call. And I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, Jonathan was like an 8 or a 9 in hard questions, which I love, right? Jonathan, you were great. You care about your market. Everybody on this panel cares about your market and your region. That tells me we're in this locked arms. I don't want to steal any of the message away from Terry. We had a really quick, very informal conversation, and I always enjoy speaking with Terry. He's, as we know, during the summer when school is out, he's very much on the go with his family because that's when and where he can do that. And when he came back into town, we only were able to grab a few minutes, and as Nick said, his travel was interrupted. So I hope you'll share with us this minute here. I think, Stacy, I'm going to ask if we're ready to spool that up. And I think you'll probably get more. I can't add value to what we had in the conversation with Terry. So let's go. Let's do that. All of you, I want to thank you for joining us tonight on this call, on this Zoom, wherever you're coming in from. I know many of you are doing a three-way call into a Zoom. Just love to see what's going on, all the great energy. This is our chairman, Terry LaCour. I want to introduce him to you. Some of you have had a chance to meet him face to face or have seen him on a video before. It's my pleasure to spend another moment with him tonight. Terry, really quick, can you give us a feedback, an idea? Where did this Shopley idea come from for you?
Well, that could be a long answer, but I'm going to try to do it short in respect to everyone's time tonight. First of all, wherever you're joining at from the world, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so happy to have you on this Zoom and call, whether you're three-wayed in or via video. But the idea, obviously, as everyone can tell, is a massive idea. And it comes from 30 years of experience in the industry. It comes from being blessed with a fairly significant ecosystem in the form of distribution of products and services around the world, of manufacturing of products and services, whether it be powders, liquids, gels, topicals, and then watching the world over the last 6-7 years transform. And we've watched our industry transform. We've watched the D2C industry transform. We've watched the influencer industry transform. And, I think this is the next evolution of the transformation, and that's why it's called Shopley. And it's simple, decentralized commerce. It's giving the power of the purse and the power of distribution back to the people, the people that actually move the products, the people that the reason most every product is purchased in this world and has been for hundreds of years is called referral, right? Not everybody got paid for it, but somebody told somebody about it, whether it was a family member, a friend, somebody you cared about, or even a stranger. And as we've got into the influencing world, people are looking for an arsenal of products and services that they can share. These 2 products or 3 products is not what people are looking for today. They're looking for a variety of things that they can post and share and enjoy, do box openings online. My daughter's on TikTok, for an example. I mean, just the other night, this crazy story. I don't want to go too long. I'm driving home. My 11-year-old daughter asked to stop by Whole Foods. We don't go to Whole Foods. I'm like, what do you want? And she said, Dad, I want to get some caviar. Okay, so through TikTok, somebody convinced her that she needed to try caviar. So let me just say again, decentralized commerce, bringing back the power of the purse, the power of movement of product, the power of sharing to the people via the Shopley platform.
I've loved that vision from the moment I heard it. It's going to be close to a year here any day now when we first started talking about it, but really got serious about it, you and I, in late last year. And it's been a complete blur, running really, really hard and fast with everybody. And the vision resonated with me. When you talk through your history and the background and all of your time in our industry and kind of a vision of looking through what's going on with e-commerce, what's going on with influencers, what's going on with affiliates, everybody we talk to, it just resonates. So a quick question for you. How deeply do you think it's resonated? What do you think the numbers look like right now on the team and the group? How do you see this looking right now?
Yeah, so obviously we've broken 100,000 people in the system in the invite process here. And you know, when we start the upgrades here, you know, I know the next question probably is going to be when's upgrade, because you're getting it all day, I'm getting it all day. So I'll kind of bring it into the same question, but you know, we're looking now, this idea goes back 2 years, right? We started working on it physically in detail a year ago, but this idea is, you know,
Yeah.
been going on for quite some time. And you know, it's, at least in our ecosystem, I'm not going to say we've got more experience than anyone in this industry at launching, you know, entities and companies and genealogies and this type of stuff, but we're definitely in the midst of the top echelon. This is by far the heaviest tech lift that we've ever done. I mean, this is, you know, you're talking about connecting people in hundreds of countries, right? To the ability to post products and sell products of their own to the people within their community, are the people within their reach anywhere that they can reach. It could be regional shipping, it could be city in a city, it could be in a country, it could be in a town. And so it's a very, very large tech lift. As we sit here this second, the question of when's the upgrade starts, we are happy right now. All lights are green. That doesn't mean that when we start the structuring and taking some orders, we're not going to have some red blinks. But we feel that we're green lights ready to go starting tonight. We'll be putting a few people in tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. It'll probably be next Monday or Tuesday before we more open the floodgates. Just because, again, with over 100,000 people in the system as we said here, you couldn't just turn it on and let everybody go try to go at the exact same time. But we are reserving a time and date stamp of when people came in through the invite, and everybody will be treated that way. So we're excited. We're going to start putting people in. As long as all the lights stay green, we're going to keep throttling it up, and you know, by early mid next week, it'll be fully throttle open.
Yeah, I've been on with the tech team now pretty much consistently for 2-3 weeks straight, 24/7. Somebody on some side of the world is working on some portion of what it takes to make Shopley Vision a reality. And yeah, at 100K plus, I think before we're even done with this rollout, we're going to end up with that number being significantly larger as well. So it is a big lift, and it is a lot of data going back and forth. You'll see, folks, you'll see that we're doing some tests on credit cards, everything else over the next, 24 hours. I'm going to be a little bit reserved in the discussion in terms of how and who, but our job and our aim at this point is to make sure we do it as fast as we can, but not break it, right? So make it so that we're ready to go and really remember everything. I mean, Terry, give me your feel. We've all been a part of businesses. You've launched numerous business. I don't know, perhaps 100 plus, 150 plus in our industry with different people. Tell me what your viewpoint is of the word beta. When you're looking through it, what kind of a leader, what kind of a pioneer, what does that mean to you, having been in the industry for 30 years? I'm interested to get your feedback on that.
Well, so, great opportunity has great challenge, right? I mean, the bottom line is if you want to be transformative, which means a category creator, which means it's the first time it's ever been done at a lift like this is being done here, and we've been blessed to do a few times in our career, we're not going to go without any challenges at all. Our goal is for the people not to feel the challenges, right? Our goal is for us to be on these Zooms for 7-9 hours at a time with the tech team, and nobody knows that's taking place. And everybody out there is enjoying it, having fun, spreading the message, spreading the word. And the best advice is simple. It's the same as always, right? I mean, you've got a 777 Dreamliner taking off right now. And the fuel is used to get in the air, right? And right now we're going down the runway. It's going to be full throttle for everyone. And, now's the time to take the biggest advantage of the explosion as possible. We see this opportunity as very long, very innovative. I mean, we've got multiple versions coming out. I mean, we probably have released versions of this concept going into fourth quarter of next year. But for the people that are here and our eyes are open and ears are on this call today, the time is now to take advantage of it. As we know, a group of people on this call tonight will and they will be the adapters and the visionaries of this company. There's going to be some that sit on the sideline and watch a little bit, and they will adapt later. And they're going to be the second tier, second generation leaders of this company. And we welcome both. We're not asking people to take off if they feel uncomfortable, but we don't feel uncomfortable when we are taking off.
Well, you absolutely hit it on the head. You know, we've got a great group of executives in touch with around the world, in touch with everybody in the markets that we've got. And I want to give a shout out to them. I just want to say thank you to our partners, Nick and Ron, also to our other partners on the other side of the world, and our team members on the other side of the world who are lifting with us. Appreciate the vision that you've shared. I love this group that we've been able to put together. Great vision, a great energy. We seem to collaborate very well together. So kudos to your vision. And thank you for the time we get to spend together. I realize that you're back in for a day and headed back out with your family. Any last message you want to give to the people who are joining us on this video?
Yes, I do. One big one, Rod, and that is thank you. When you start something, the most important thing, the idea obviously crucial, right? But the most important thing in any transaction is the people. So if you're on this phone right now, starting your team, those first few people are crucial for you. It's a strategy, right? And I feel that we hit a home run starting with you. It took a little while to get you there, but I'm glad you did. And then going to Nick and Ron and the rest of the teams and Jorge, and I could go on for a very, very long time. As you know, the number of people behind the scenes working on this from our ecosystem, from your team, you know, I call it our team. It's one big team.
It is.
So we have the right people in place to execute this massive idea, and that's what we're going to do. I'm excited for us. I'm excited for everybody on the Zoom. I'm excited for the concept, and I'm just ready to get started. I appreciate it very much. And again, thanks to everyone tonight. Enjoy the call, enjoy the ride. It's going to be a great journey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brother Rod, back to you. Bring us home.
Well, you know, I really enjoy hanging out and chatting with him because I just want everyone to know, if you haven't had a chance to meet him, I'm looking forward for you to have that experience, because what you see on the video is legit. It's real life. You know, he is an everyday person like us. That's the way he dresses every day. That's the way he talks every day. His family is, you know, first place for him. I enjoy it, but super approachable. And I love his vision. Very much visionary, very much an execution person, and when it comes down to business. And so I align with that. And so it's always a pleasure to talk with him. I want to let you know, and I'm just going to do a little tease real quick. Nick, you can ask me whatever questions you want.
Come on, you little tease, you. Let's go.
May or may not defer some of the answers, but some of you should be waking up during the night every couple of hours. I wish you to sleep well, but I don't want you to sleep well. I want you to check your invite tool, go in there. We're going to be releasing tranches of people throughout the night, and then big time once we see, because as I mentioned, okay, so I'm on the phone right now and I'm doing text right now with the tech team while we're having this conversation. All right. So the reality is, you know, they're on the other side of the world. Some of you are going to get a text or an email, or excuse me, yes, a text or an email directly to your account saying, hey, listen, go test out credit card, get yourself lined up. Some of you will just receive a straight, hey, it's open for business, let's go. So everybody start checking. As Terry mentioned, it's going to happen over the next couple of days, but some of you will be surprised sooner. Let's put it that way. It is time. It's time for us to go. And last thing I'll say, Nick, is I'm sad that you missed your flight, but we got to get some people up and running and trained and get this boat going.
You know, everything happens for a reason, and I was already stressed about the delivery of tonight's everything we're about to show. You know, Terry sharing what he shared and us being ready to go. You know, I know Rod, you and I are different in our delivery. We've already discussed that there'll be people in the next couple hours loading in with credit cards, and then another group after that, another group after that. Is it fair to say in the next between 9 p.m. now and midnight tomorrow, the next 30 hours, almost everyone, barring disaster, will be loaded in and ready to rock?
100%. So here's what you need to do. We need your help. We need your help. We love this partnership. When you go out there, those of you that go first, any issue, you just need to reach out to the support team. We do have members of our team on the other side of the world. Hello to Rachel and Chris. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully you got a seat on the Zoom tonight. And so they will be helping with some of the support during the night, and our team will be back in the morning. Our tech teams are on every hemisphere, north, south, east, and west. And so they'll be helping as well as we go. And any issue that you have, because this is so new, as Terry mentioned, because the lift is so big, we want you to reach out. This is why you're partnered with us in beta format. So hopefully I didn't sidestep your question, gave you a little bit of an answer.
Oh, good. It's good. Okay, so guys, the rest of tonight, well, now that you heard what you needed to hear, which is in the next 30 hours, make sure that card is ready to go. I had so many people the last few days go, Nick, I've never wanted to give someone $800 so bad before in my life. So I know the panel's ready. I know you guys are already out there, but we're going to show you guys the process of what you're going to go through. I showed you an ugly old process before in the past. Now we're going to show you the actual process. We're going to go through it. There's a new timeline. It is really important. You guys are plugged in. Stay with me. There's a new timeline of events. We're also going to show you some new tools, some new videos, some new goodies. So all kinds of new stuff. It's not just tonight being about the 10 minutes with Terry. We got some other stuff for you. So Stacy, if you will, we're going to show briefly, guys, a video walkthrough of how you're going to upgrade. So here's what's going to happen. This is, let's go to the invite page first. The other one, if you can, the invite dashboard, because they got to go to their invite dashboard first, Stacy. Right here. Okay, so you're going to get your invite dashboard. It's going to light up with a little upgrade button. The first wave of you guys, it might say something different than this, just so you know. It might be a pop-up, okay? So it might be a pop-up for some of you, but you get the idea. The pop-up, just hit next. When you hit next, it's going to take you to this page right here. Congratulations, VIP member. You can click upgrade. It'll jump you to the packages. Or if you want to look through the actual process, you're welcome to look through the process. There'll be a first video, which says, what is Shoply? It'll play that video. How does it work? So it'll explain to you how Shoply works. You can play that video, or you don't have to. Completely up to you. Step 3, it's going to have a video about how to upgrade.
I'm Nick Sarnicola, the president of Shoply.
This is going to explain your upgrade options. Okay, pause right here if you can, Stacy. Let's go backwards a few seconds and pause. I'm going to explain this part right here. Okay, everyone look at this right here. Announcement. Here we go. All VIP registrants will have now until August 31st, 11:59. So to lock in your spot to your community bonus, everybody will have until August 31st, 11:59. This ticker right here is the ticker to upgrade to lock your early timestamp, okay? Now, there's some pretty important things I'm going to tell you in a second on a timeline, so don't log off. You got to make sure you get the whole picture. Okay. Obviously, we're 7 days behind when we wanted to go live. So we wanted to make sure we make it up to everybody. You got 9 days to upgrade. That's going to have a waterfall effect on a few things. So on the video, go up if you can just a little bit. If you go back maybe a few seconds. Thank you so much. On this video up here, the dates. Go back down. Go back down. Okay, the dates that I speak on the video are not going to match the ticker. The dates I say on the video are not going to match the ticker. The ticker is the boss. The ticker is the king. The ticker is correct. The announcement is accurate. The words that I say on the video will not be accurate. I know some of you are annoyed that I just said that 12 times. Guarantee you, We're going to, in 48 hours, get 700 questions that say the video doesn't match the ticker. We know that, but we wanted to make sure we changed it to match the what we believe is fair for everybody. Okay, let's keep playing this video. When you're ready to upgrade, you'll have 3 options. Affiliate, Influencer, Influencer Pro. As you guys know, affiliate will not be live right now. Affiliate now is going to be the first. So you can't even buy that license, but you can buy the second one or the third one. So let's go back to the bottom one last time, be able to advance that just to the end, just for a little preview of that. We'll play and pause. Thank you so much. And okay, right here. So with your cursor, if you can show buy license on affiliate, this is not available until the 1st. The other 2 licenses are available, and they're available starting an hour from now until August 31st. Not all of you will be available in an hour. Not all of you will be available in 5 hours. Not all of you will be available in 12 hours. Well, probably in 12 hours, we'll probably knock the doors off this thing. What would stop this from being a probably to a yes is if the first couple hundred people, we find errors. Let's say they buy it and it doesn't populate in the back office, or it buys it and doesn't show the volume. Little things like that. We got to make sure we get it right before we open it up to everybody else. Let's pull down the screen really quickly. Panel, talk to me. Anything you want to talk about with regards to upgrade? Anything you want to talk about with regards to what we just shared or saw, or the new timeline to the 31st? Let's take one of those ideas each. Over to y'all.
Nick, here's what I want to say. It was something in the video that Rod did with Terry. Terry said this, and I can literally quote it. We already have things lined up in place for the 4th quarter of next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a vision. That's not thinking about, oh my God, we're a week late. That's hold on to your freaking pants, buckle your seatbelt, because this thing is going to keep evolving and we're all going to climb to the top. So buckle up, Buttercup, because here we go.
Let's go. Who's next? Hop in.
Hey, here I am. Just wanted to share. I've been around in this industry, opening new markets for about 20 years as corporate that I was, and I know that every launch has challenges, and it doesn't. We don't need to be worried about it. There's nothing to be concerned about. Every launch has always delays, always little issues that came up at time. And I have stories I won't tell here because we don't have time, but every time we open a new market, a lot of things happen. So this is good. This is good that is happening because it shows that people are into it. People want it. People want it to happen. People are coming to us and are making things happen. So I'm really confident of all this wonderful team that Shopley has. And I know that launch will be amazing. And thank you, by the way, for extending this 9 days, because this is gonna allow a lot of people that are trying to get on board and were concerned about it to lose their position in the matrix. They are really thankful. They're texting me now. They're saying, "Hey, Jonathan, we got 9 more days. That's amazing." So thank you guys for doing this. Let's rock it. Let's grow.
Just off the back of that as well, this is a fabulous opportunity to keep sharing and inviting. So that invite scenario is extended these 9 days. So do not lose focus on sharing our story of how you can still become a VIP registration before the end of the month. So for me, this is an absolutely great silver lining to the, okay, sure, we should have gone live, but hey, I'm thinking this is fabulous because now I've got 9 more days to still invite people in that process, which was actually such a short time for launch. So don't lose focus on the invites, and obviously we keep upgrading as we go. But for me, this is a fabulous opportunity that we can use to keep sharing the pioneer story before the end of the month.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you being on. Stacy, you've been hard at work on the tech side. You want to share anything on the panel side, feel free. Otherwise, I know you're working hard back there behind the scenes. Guys, I just want to do a shout out. Stacy's always on these Zooms working her butt off, but Stacy doesn't work for corporate. She's actually a top leader. She's got 500 or 600 already enrolled in her team and more to come. She's an absolute rock star, and she's just helping us. She's like, y'all need help. Y'all struggling. You all need help. So she's just amazing. Stacy, you want to share?
Yeah, and you guys, I think that I'm just so grateful to be here. I tell you, my life's been a lot lately with one of my kids, and I believe so strongly in this vision and its leaders and what's to come that there's not much that can stop me right now from showing up for you guys, for the community. So I'm eternally grateful to all of you guys that have been putting in the countless hours, the things that you've been doing. I promise you guys, if you put in the work, this will be worth it. If you put in and take the personal accountability and say, I'm responsible for my future, you will reap the benefits of that. Because what we have before us is, there's not much out there like this.
Thank you so much. Okay, on the next steps on the slides here, are we on the timeline now? I'm not looking at my agenda, so I'm just going to check in with you, Stace. Are we into timeline? Is that our next step? All right, let's pull up timeline. And everybody, just remember, I've said this since day one, every time I put up a timeline, remember, subject to change, but this is our intention. This is our very strong intention. August 22nd until the 27th at midnight. Upgrades for the week 1 pay cycle. This has nothing to do with the community bonus. This has to do with your license bonuses. So if you get anyone that upgrades between now and the 27th at midnight, you'll get your 20% or 15% license bonus on that individual. Obviously, you want to upgrade as well. And anyone that you upgrade, you get that license bonus on. If for some reason you don't upgrade before they do, there'll be a one-time courtesy that if they upgrade before you on the 27th and you don't upgrade on the 27th, you will still have until the end of the following week on the 31st to get your upgrade in, and you'll still receive that bonus. Normally, though, in a weekly cycle, if you refer somebody, if you've joined as a lead, you refer another lead and they upgrade and you don't, it would just bypass you, that bonus would. And right now, we're not doing that. We want to make this as user-friendly as possible. So I'm going to say this to you again. Make sure you upgrade by the 31st to lock in your spot in the community bonus. If you do, any license bonuses that are owed to you will be paid to you. However, if you upgrade before the 27th and someone in your team does as well, that you personally enrolled, you're going to get your first license bonuses on the 30th. On the 30th, our first pay cycle will be loaded onto your wallets, okay? So obviously one of the first things you're going to do is you're going to go set up, your wallets in your back office. It's going to be one of the first most important things you do. But I'm going to pause there. Let's see if let's see if our gallery here, if you guys, did I trigger any questions to you on that? That might trigger questions to the rest of the team here. You can pull that back up, Stacey, if you need. That's pretty important, that timeline. Okay, no questions. I'm going to keep going. Now, August 28th to the 31st, that's the end of upgrades. The first community bonus nodes, aka influencer pros, it will be cut off and they will be loaded into the system in the upcoming days, 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. But the cutoff is on the 31st midnight, and then we will start to upload those nodes. We're now not taking affiliates until September 1st. Why? There's no reason to take them until September 1st because they're joining for free. There's no reason for them to be in there. Let's just speak candidly. If somebody is not willing to pay for Influencer Pro, they're probably going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with in a beta test. There's a saying which is easy come, easy go. The person that joins for free is usually the one who's the most difficult to deal with, is what I've always noticed. So in September 1st will be affiliates. September 8th will be customers. September 10th will be the first community bonus will be loaded payment will be loaded onto the wallets. September 15th, you can see everything slid 7 days. Will be vendors who don't want to be beta vendors, vendors who are more critical, vendors that don't believe in what we're doing, vendors that need like everything to be ready. That's the 15th. Okay, so everything is pushed back about a week here. I'm going to pause. By the way, the 5th through the 7th, we're definitely going to do an event there. It's going to for sure be at, and Rod will just check in with you on this. Based on how we backed up, I recommend we bring in some lighting and sound into LaCour Nutraceuticals, do a great event there, use the Sheraton for some offshoot breakouts. Thumbs up on that. Okay, so gang, we'll get more news out on this. We're only going to allow 250 people, maybe 300, and it will be based on rank statuses. So it'll be people with the highest status will be the first available to join that event. Let's keep that timeline up there if we can, so I can run through it one last time. I apologize. And anyone that has anything to say from the panel, doesn't matter what role you are, go ahead and dive in on this. Speak to any part of this that you want to.
Hey, Nick, I wanted to get you to clarify. So let's fast forward just 4 or 5 days from now. And somebody, invites that new prospect that registers. What happens to that prospect? Do they need to wait for everybody else who was with us in the pre-launch to get registered before they'll?
Okay, so you jumped ahead, but I can talk about that right now. So what was just asked from Chris is, if you continue to invite new people Saturday, what happens with them? Well, they're going to be lumped into this same first cycle of August 31st. Otherwise, it's normally in a weekly pay cycle that somebody's lumped into. So they're going to be lumped in. If they join Saturday, their upgrade period is August 31st. They join, you get the idea. Great question. Next question or comment, take it away.
Nick, I was just going to hop in off more or less what Tracy was saying. And one thing I've appreciated the most about your leadership, Ron and Rod, is the message discipline. I've had so many conversations this week with folks, potential vendors, and of course, affiliates, influencer pros, about managing expectations. You guys have been repeatedly saying, manage expectations, manage expectations. And so I think as long as the game of telephone continues from here, we've only got 500 people on. And it's our responsibility to reach down into our teams as far as we can and make sure that this information and this recording is shared as far as you can take it. But I just tip my cap to you guys, because this is hard when everybody wants to talk about vendors and what's next. And, we're a week delayed. It's just repeating the same line over and over, that I've never been a part of a business that started without bumps and bruises and turbulence along the way, and just keeping that message discipline and managing those proper expectations.
Thank you, buddy. Who's next? So manage expectations. That's a great suggestion. Anybody else? We can pull down timeline. I think we're good now, unless they need it to refer to. Anyone else? 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's jump to, I don't remember. Stace, what's up next?
Europe tour.
Europe tour. That's part of that was supposed to be one of the bullet points. I forgot to add it. That makes sense. Okay, the Europe tour. I am supposed to be in Europe tomorrow. That is the plan. But my Europeans, who I begged to not make me go to Sweden first, because I knew Miami didn't fly direct to Copenhagen, but they convinced me it was different. And now my flight was delayed, and my connection flight was missed. And that's why I wanted to go to Amsterdam first. Okay, so mental note, some reminder myself, never let the field dictate the travel schedule. All right, so I should be there late tomorrow night. That is the plan. But here's what we got. If you've got anybody in Europe, Malmo is right across the bridge, 30 minutes from Copenhagen. Eindhoven is an hour and a half south of Amsterdam. Thessaloniki is where Alexander the Great's from. That's all you need to know. Limassol, Cyprus, a new great group starting there. And then London, if you don't know where that is, we got to have a chat. So if you go to tourshopley.com, send or either yourself or your team, this is how they RSVP. You have to RSVP to attend because we need to know if we got to extend the room or cut off the room. Fire marshals are a real thing. So let's go to next up on the list here. Let's jump to next up on the list. Let's keep showing cool stuff. Okay, let's talk vendors. Let's pull this down. Thank you. All right, let's talk vendors for a second. So a few days ago, we rolled out to our early beta vendors the idea that the early vendors who have submitted their stuff and are doing it right and get approved by our corporate team based on their merchant approvability, we offered them a free Influencer Pro license. And we realize as we're getting closer and closer to a couple hours from now that we need to reverse this in a good way. That's not a bad thing. Normally, corporate guys, they take stuff away from you. We're going to give you more. So here's how this is going to work. If you are an approved early beta vendor, I'm going to let Rod speak to this next, and you get your stuff up on the website, you get your images up on the website, et cetera, et cetera. This is friends and family. People want to know what's a beta vendor. Friends and family. Somebody put a message in there. I already had a vendor back out. That vendor shouldn't have been in here. Like, this is our vendors right now. We've said this 1,000 times. Please stop calling vendors. If this is a friend, a family member, or here's how you know. If they want to be a vendor who's also wanting to build their own affiliate channel as an Influencer Pro, they get it, they see it. That's an early beta vendor. So here's what we're going to do. Early beta vendors who are approved. Either way, this fits you. Upgrade to Influencer Pro first. So you're going to upgrade to Influencer Pro first. And if you're approved as an early beta vendor, you do your job. You get your pictures up there, your images up there, you build out your shop. We're going to give you a free license as a vendor. So more value than the Influencer Pro. We're going to reverse it. So upgrade, and you'll get a free vendor license as opposed to an Influencer Pro license. Let me kick to the man who's leading all things on the vendor side. Ron, over to you, partner.
Yeah, I think it's really critical when we consider the vendor discussions that have happened. The ones that are successfully going through this early beta startup process, without going into detail, it is determined, even though we own the merchant account process, we still have relationships with banks and underwriters that they have to review things out of the gate as we're going. That's common practice. And so what happens here when the vendor comes in and gives the information, the ones that are successfully going through this startup process with us as beta are the ones that are driven by great influencer relationships. So Influencer Pros, those of you that are working directly with vendors, you already have a friendly relationship. Those are the ones that are going through the process. The process really isn't hard, but for most vendors, it's very new. And then because it's a startup process, it's also something that they've maybe never seen before, especially if all they do is currently sell their products on their own website, their own e-commerce website. Things are changing on platforms and requirements are increasing to the level that we're at right now. So for all of you, I just want you to know that those of you that have introduced really good vendors, the ones that are really interested in really going, they're the ones doing the work and putting out the information right now. I've had one-on-one calls even today with several of those vendors directly, just because I want to keep a finger on the pulse for you with them. And that's because of the work that they're doing, the startup that they're doing. We have a great list of vendors coming out of the gate. We have internal brands as well coming out of the gate and expanding through in digital content. And that's also another thing that we need to do very heavily together is get additional great digital content vendors going in the process, because that's the most transferable information and product, most transferable product within our market, within our company. So I'm going to go back to the rules on, and I have it over here on my screen.
So Rod, couple quick questions.
Yes,
Let's get to the rules. Can people still be a part of the early beta vendor process?
Yes, 100%. Yes,
Excellent.
they can. And the reality is it's not one process. There will be several rounds of beta. So let's make sure that even if you felt like, oh, I missed it, get the good vendors, the ones we're talking about, get them into the flow. by following the process, excuse me, that's on the Telegram channel. And that has been placed on the chat. So if you haven't gone to the Telegram channel, if you're uncomfortable going to a Telegram channel, what is a Telegram channel? Let's go, folks. We've got to get ahead of this game. We've got to get ahead of this game. Everything we do, everything we communicate goes on the Telegram channel. There's a document there, Stacy. If we could repin that document on the channel so that those that are on the call can see it, then that document is exactly the process to follow. You copy the body of that email that's under here, starting with the subject line. Could you put the cursor over the subject line right there? There we go, right there. So starting right there, just copy that out of the document. You put it in an email, and critically important, see the line down there that says referred by influencer? That's you, folks. Make sure you put your name, first name, last name, perhaps even your phone number there. So when you send it to the vendor then sends it to vendor@shopley.com. That gets them in the pipeline. That's the first step, Nick, is get them in the pipeline. We will be rolling the beta vendors out in the different regions as fast as we can do that with our banking underwriting process. Back to you.
Thank you, partner. Now let's talk about, there's some rules around, and I've got some slides here. There's,
okay.
Guys, forgive the look and feel of these slides. It's just a copy paste from a Word document. But here are some quote unquote, just kind of guidelines to someone that's going to get a free $1,000 or $1,500 license. So anything you want to reference here, brother, feel free. So we don't have to read through all of this. We can put this inside of the Telegram if we want. I think no guarantees is important, physical or digital. The main was right here. Must have initial product content, descriptions, pricing, and images uploaded. What date do we want to put for this based on the new information?
Let's put let's see. I think we can put 8/31 because those that are there by 8/31, we'll be able to get them reviewed and their process started to put them in that pipeline, in that funnel by September 8th. Okay, so the run is 8/31, folks.
So information and documents by 8/26. And then 8/31 is when they got to at least have their shop built, because on the 1st is when affiliates are coming in. Keith Wilkins, I mistyped something to you. The 1st is when affiliates come in. The 8th is customers. The 8th is customers. So obviously we'll have websites and all that. We're going to be there in a second. I'll talk about it in a second. But so said again, if you want somebody to be a part of, this is now the 15th. So if you want somebody to be a part of beta vendor, we want them submitted in the next few days with all their documents. We want them to have their stuff uploaded by the 31st. Then we'll give them that free license so that they will be opened up to the world when affiliates come in and customers come in. Anything else you want to share on this, Rod? What will they get? We already talked about this free license.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Let's talk for 2 seconds, really just 2 seconds. If you want to Q&A me or role play it, I'm happy to do that live with you. We'll figure it out, the two of us. What is going to determine whether or not a vendor is acceptable, Nick? Let's go through that for a second. I mean, what would be the type of vendor we wouldn't want to have? On your behalf, we would make that choice. How would that go? You can ask me. You can ask me if you want.
We'll reverse it. So, Rod, I've got all kinds of people I know that own businesses. What would be an acceptable beta vendor versus an unacceptable beta vendor?
All right, Nick, quick question. Where do they sell their products right now?
They sell them on through the website. Just they sometimes they do some ads, sometimes they do email blasting, but they've got a website, and that's the main way they sell them.
Great. Would you consume this product? Would you buy this product? Be honest, not just because it might be your sister or your friend, but do you have this in your fridge, on your shelf, in your closet? Would you buy their product?
Well, it's only for females. It's makeup. But I would buy it for someone else. I would buy it for a gift.
Yeah, but I know you will. You've got Brazilian nut butter right there. So I know that you buy that stuff. So I think the reality is, yeah, because you always get me with that. So the reality is, yeah, if it's something that you or your family would buy, that's the first clue. It's a clue, right? Second thing is, if it's content related, would you buy that content? Honestly, would you buy that content? If you think it's just something that you're going to throw up there, I'm going to bypass you. There's a chance and a time when you can come on there with something that maybe I wouldn't buy it, that's content related, but we really want to have the best stuff. Now let's sidestep for 1 second, Nick. I just want to ask a question. The first time you ever heard the word Uber, was there a driver out there? I mean, who was the first driver for Uber? Right? Who was the first person on Facebook?
No clue.
Who is I mean, that's what we're doing, folks. We're going through this like we're the first of the first. Let's own up to it. Let's go with it. That means get the vendors that are ready to put the work in on this initial run, because the easy people will follow in droves. The people that want to be on right now are the ones who's going to get a chance to brand themselves very, very strongly in this initial group. As you heard from Terry, well over 100,000 names in the system.
I just got a question from Don. I want to clarify this part is obviously we're talking out of both sides of our mouth. Guys, we don't want vendors unless, right? You shouldn't be out there talking to vendors, pitching vendors, presenting to vendors. You're just going to put yourself in a bad situation. Unless, well, what's the unless? Unless they're friends and family visionaries who understand off a quick 2-3 minute video, oh shit, that's exciting. How do I get on the ground floor of that? How do I get in before everybody? You can tell easily. You know already your friends and family. You know who's a complete pain in the ass, and you know who's easy to deal with. You know who's excitable and exciting and likes to be on the ground floor stuff, and the person that's going to grill you for 6 hours about stuff you don't know the answers to. So just, if you know that, now if you don't know, you shouldn't really be talking to anybody. But if you do know that, and by the way, the vendors that we're looking for are watching us talk right now. They're already excited. They're already running. They're already inviting other people.
Yeah.
If you're trying to sell a vendor license right now, we're not doing that until September 15th. But if somebody's excited about Shopley and wants to build a team who's also a vendor, that's what we're looking for right now. Anything else you want to add to that, Rob, before we jump topics?
No, I love it. I think your description of somebody saying, if you have to spend 6 hours with them to convince them to sell more of their product through a very dedicated channel of influencers, influencer pros, and affiliates. Okay, that might be a clue, folks. That might be a clue. Let's go with the people that we don't have to drag through this. Let's go through the ones that are inspired and have vision like we do. Back to you.
Let's take two panelists. Any other tips for early vendor? Jake, I'm gonna pull you in here. Jake got himself into a conversation with somebody who's a top killer in the vendor world. And now he's taking up hours upon hours of time to have conversations, potentially with vendors that can't do anything right now anyways. The time clock is working against him and everybody else to get people in early for the community bonus. And he's being dragged into vendor conversations that he can't even enroll. Let me kick it over to you. What do you want to chat about?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And shout out to Andy, you know who you are, and Craig for that big connection that you're referencing, Nick. And that's reoccurring. And thanks to Rod, you've been just awesome to work with, compliments all around. But again, it goes back to what I said earlier, the managing of expectations. And I'm telling people the same thing that you guys are saying right now is, if you're not careful, I know we're all trying to prime the pump and have those early vendor conversations, but number one, we haven't even gone through the vendor certification program yet. We're not qualified on what to say. And through that experience so far, when you open up that door, they've got a lot of questions. They come with a lot of expectations to, can I see the contract? Talk to me about the tech. What can I see? Send me some stuff. And it makes you look like an idiot when you don't have anything to share. And that's what Nick is essentially saying. So if they're friendlies and they understand, absolutely, that's somebody to talk to. But we've got some big fish on the line, and they're jonesing to go. They see it immediately, and they want access to the 100,000 plus people that we've got on this call, and yet it's not ready. So I'm all in on Influencer Pro. I've got a team of almost 2,000 people in right now, and I'm enrolling my own business, The Locker Room, into this as well. So I've got digital courses and things, and I'm launching that affiliate channel thanks to Shopley's Tech. And I've got my first information presentation on that for my personal business happening Monday night. So I'm focusing on getting, people on board as affiliates for that in the meantime, because I can control the messaging and timeline there.
Let's take one more. Guys, what are you talking, when you brought in an early vendor who's been easy to work with, what did it look like, sounded like? Teach the team here.
An easy one?
Yeah. I've got a bunch of them.
I brought myself on. That
Hey,
would
not,
be,
you don't count, brother. It's got to be someone in the team. I can think of 20 or 30 myself. It's here. I'll just share it then again. If they want to build a team, they're an easy vendor. Flat out. If they want to build a team and they're referring people and they're referring affiliates and they're sending out invites because they get both sides of this, that's an early vendor. Okay, it's time to move topics here. We're going to keep rolling. We got more stuff to show you, more exciting things. And we want to keep you guys all fired up. Let's see what else we got going on here. What's next on our list? We're going to do an early demo here. This is what the customer experience will be of the website. Some of you guys have seen this, but here is, now this is not the exact vendors, obviously. These are vendors that we generated to put in here, but this is what a customer experience will be like come September 8th, but with our actual vendors. Go ahead and hit continue. So this is what Shoply.com will look like. They'll click on categories. You have all kinds of different categories. The categories will be based obviously on where the customer lives and where they're hitting us up from. Here's some featured vendors at the top. You scroll down, here's some hot products. Scroll down to the bottom, other features that we like. You can jump into a search engine. You can type in laptop. Up pops the laptop that the vendor uploaded, different pictures. You can add it to a wish list. Like, guys, this is already the capability. We're not even live yet. This is already what this looks like, and this is already the capability. How many guys, think this is pretty good for a startup company who hasn't even gone to day one yet? Anyone that wants to speak to this on the panel, be my guest. Ron Williams, let's hear from you, partner. We haven't heard from you in a while.
I have been involved in a couple startups. I've helped startups. I've had my own startups. This is very big, guys. We are casting a huge vision out of the gates, and that's what it's all about. You cast a vision and you step into it and you live into it. It won't be perfect, but it will be progress, guys. This is as good as it gets.
Stacy, Tracy, your thoughts on version 1 here?
Yep, I'm just unmuting. No, I think it looks really good. And like we say, we're iterating every time, but for a first launch to be testing and where we're starting at today, as someone who spent a lot of years in technology, I think it's looking really good. It's very clean. It's very easy to navigate. And I think for a customer experience, that's what we need. Easy navigation so that it's, you don't have to, be given a sheet of paper to go, you do this, you click here, we don't need the instruction manuals. It's very obvious and easy to navigate. It's true. I mean, how many websites do you go on where you're just going, I need a university degree to operate this thing? And that's what I like about the customer experience. We need to be easy to do business with, and you can't get much simpler and cleaner than what we're seeing today. And if this is the start of the first launch, I can't wait to see what we've got by the end of Q4 next year. It'll be amazing.
Stacey, take it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we all know Apple and Android, right? And so Apple is known for its clean UI, user interface, and that's what we are. Is we're going to be the Apple of the SaaS platforms in the e-commerce space. And the vision that they've had and the ability that they've had to break things down so that it's easy, it's digestible, it's consumer friendly. That's so important. The consumer facing side of what we do, if it's not simple to use, they're going to go, I give up, I'm out. And so they've done an incredible job of making sure that that front-facing side is easy to navigate, and that translates for all of us is good things if the consumers are all happy.
Stace, I'm going to jump over to the course side of this, and Craig, you got your camera. I'm going to pull you in if you don't mind. Let's go to the course side. I'm going to walk people through, just what it'll look like when we get courses in there. What'll happen is, you go to the website. The button right now says something different, but what it's going to say is e-learning. You're going to click on e-learning, and all kinds of courses will be there. Let's click business and finance. And then inside the courses, again, these are our tech team loading courses. So if you see how to make nachos, that's a fake one. You click on sales training. Here's an LMS. I'm going to buy it for $99. Charlotte is the creator of this course. I can learn about Charlotte. I can see other courses from Charlotte. I can read her biography. I can learn what the course is about here. Let me click to some other course categories. Let's see what else is going on. I want to learn how to do yoga. It's a $20. I'll add it to my wish list. It's $20 if I want to watch it. If I want to share, pause right here. Let's go back to that if we can. So watch this. If I'm an influencer, influencer pro, or affiliate, and I'm in here, and I'm looking at this course for myself, I can immediately share. Boom. I'm sharing this course right up to my social media. Or if I'm a customer, we haven't taught this yet, a customer can share, and they can also get, in response to, they can also get rewards if another customer refers another customer. We'll teach you about that in the future, but customer rewards is possible. Craig, let's kick it to you. What's your first thought here on the user experience of everything we're doing here?
Yeah, look, it looks nice, neat, easy. The color scheme looks, very eye-catching. We look like a world-class brand, and if you want to go out and promote a world-class brand, you got to be a world-class leader. And sometimes going through the challenges of a launch in beta, you have to stand up and be a leader and represent a world-class brand. So that managing expectations is going to be a really important part. But I'm really excited about the e-learning side. Like if you think back to Amazon, it was sort of books and that to start with before it evolved. And I think e-learning will allow us to scale very quickly into 200 markets when we don't have physical products in a mall while we're waiting for our leaders to crowdsource the products. We're going to be able to offer opportunities for everyone and everywhere. So I'm excited about the opportunity within the opportunity, which is the e-learning space, which is a really rapidly growing area, especially since the whole lockdown era when we sort of had to learn online. So very exciting opportunity. I've got 14 online courses myself I've already been selling. So it's certainly something that I'm excited about, but I'm not going vendor on that just yet. I may be twisted arm into it. I'm focusing on the people, the bringing the leaders, the influencer pros in first phase for me before I start messing around with my courses. But excited about that part of the platform, and it sort of brought all my worlds together, and network marketing, online content creator, and everything all in one. So I'm excited.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you for sharing. Just got a question here, which is someone going to teach us how to build this business? And the answer is yes, of course. You get upwards of $10,000 in free courses on how to build a team, how to do marketing, how to do attraction marketing, how to build a brand, how to do influencing, the mindset of an entrepreneur, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Now, once you get in there, you guys will see, and when you get in on day one, you're only going to get into your back office, right? Day two, you'll get into your dashboard. You get access to 50 of the first new videos. Day three, we'll get some more. Day four. So each of this will be rolled out, guys, piece by piece, day by day. Rod, anything you want to share on that? Because I forgot to share that earlier. I think it's important to speak to back office day, first couple of days, then we'll add dashboard. Over to you.
No, I think really the reality is we're learning a new language, a new lexicon, a new opportunity. And that's one of the reasons why you've been very, very careful in all of the training and opening the door a little bit at a time. If we kicked it open to you all at one time when we had a chance, I think it might break everybody in terms of where do they go. So there's a big, big, big strategy to setting this up in a situation like this where influencers and influencer pros come in, they get trained, then we open the back office, everything else. Because eventually, and I mean within a month, each of you on this call and all of your extended teams are going to be doing the training that we're doing with you, right? So we need to make sure that you're up to speed before we get this thing really rolling down the road.
Thank you, buddy. Okay, guys, we're coming to the closing seconds here. I've got a lot of questions on this, so let me give some backstory. What is going to happen when we're live and we're attracting affiliates and we're attracting customers, okay? We're going to need, everything's pushed back 7 days, so I'm going to call this 7 days, 29th, 30th, in that time frame. I've shown this probably 5 times on different Zooms. So if you've watched replays, you've seen this. If you were live, you saw this. But a lot of new people tonight. You got to remember that once this is go time, you're going to have your own system, shopleypartners.com/you, or it might be you.shopleypartners. We're still working that out. You're going to have your own website flow. That website flow is going to look like this. You're going to refer people here. Somebody's going to come here. If we can do, I know the imagery it's made from them sending me a screenshot of the phone, but I wanted to show this. I'm going to have you zoom in a bit. I know it's going to pixelate it. I don't mind though, just pixelate it. you're going to refer people to your website, and they're going to click either influencer journey or vendor journey. Once they click influencer journey, it's going to take them on a journey of a sales funnel, video 1, video 2, video 3. They either buy an upgrade, or if they don't, it kicks them to a long form video, frequently asked questions, back to buy. It's all going to be built out for you. A week later, the vendor journey will be live for you. We don't want you to have the vendor journey live right now because we don't want you recruiting vendors. But the video 1, video 2, video 3 upgrade, not ready yet, long form, frequently asked questions, back to upgrade. So we're building this out for you. All you'll have to do is to send your guest or your prospect to shopleypartners.com/your username, and it will take them on a journey of the influencer journey or the vendor journey. Gallery, how do you guys feel about this? What are you guys liking about this?
Dude, y'all couldn't make this any easier. You know, I mean, you're taking all the complication that's always up here in all of us, and you're just saying, how about we just keep it simple? Because that's what brings duplication, is simplicity. And without that, we'd all be lost. And now y'all just simplified it even more. Thanks.
Yeah, you guys have really taken the duplication model and made it incredibly simple for the easiest person, the person that's the low tech on the totem pole, to just go out there and duplicate. You've made it super, super easy for leaders to focus on the things that they need to. The value you guys are giving between the courses, the Shoply You stuff, I've been loading all of that stuff lately. The value, you guys, is through the roof. So you're getting high course value, you're getting sales funnels built for you. The cost for you to do that for yourself would have been astronomical. They're putting their compensation and resources into that for us as a field, and that is phenomenal for us. Those are tools that will make our job 1,000 times easier in the field. So thank you to corporate for all of that.
Let me pause here, guys, because I got to sprint to a plane. So here's the final minutes. I want to say thank you to 470 of 515 hanging. That's 95% retention. Thank you. Here's what we're going to do. Ron Williams is going to take over here. He's going to share a couple more thoughts that he wants to share, maybe his closing thoughts or play a video, or he's going to play the video, give his closing thoughts. Stacy will pull the Telegram channel up because people are saying, where's this recording going to be posted? On the Telegram channel. So the Telegram channel is where we'll post this rendering. Stace 911 on the render of this up to this Telegram channel. And then if Rod Larson, if you want to host our panel once around, their closing thoughts, and then close for there. I love you guys. Let me kick it over to Ron Williams to take you guys the rest of the way with Rod. And I'll see you in Sweden, I think, in a day. I don't know. Bye, everybody. Over to you, Ron Williams.
Hey, if you're in that part of the world, you've not seen Nick live, guys, you're really missing something. Make sure you get your people and you go get in your cars, planes, trains, automobiles, whatever it takes. It will be worth the travel. Well, as you can see, guys, first of all, I'm going to shout out to you, Rod, man. Thank you. Rod's been hard to get a hold of lately, but we know why. This guy has been under the hood, deep entrenched, up all night, talking to all the different CEOs at LaCour and just orchestrating what he's been orchestrating. It's beautiful watching this whole thing happen. What I would say in closing, I'm going to save till after this video when I'm going to share the thing in closing, but I would say this. Sometimes people get involved and they look at their watches, they look at the calendar, like, when are we going to go? When are we going to go? That's opportunity missed. We need to be looking at our results, looking at our engagement, looking at our invites, looking at our conversions now as we go. That's where the energy needs to go. And it's a difference between having a body of work, meaning everything you do applies to your vision, or piecework, where everything you do doesn't. I don't know how many of you are tired of doing piecework. If the piecework doesn't fit into your big vision, don't do it. So right now is the time to work on the body of work, the little things that just add up to the big picture. I love Usain Bolt, who said this: I spent 4 years of intense training for 9 seconds. And that puts it in perspective, doesn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to play with you a new video, just a different vibe, a different kind of a video, if you will. And it's kind of like this. You want to be in the front row when this whole thing premieres. You want to get your ticket and get in there now. So folks, this video is live on YouTube right now. It's kind of the trailer for Shoply. Thank you, Stacy.
This This fall, the Dreamers are back. Shopley, the rebirth and resurrection of an industry. Globally. Day one, the business that never sleeps. Starring retail entrepreneurs, affiliates, influencers, networkers, and dreamers. See the stars aligned and take the power to decentralize commerce back to the hands of the people. Earn in your spare time. Live your dreams full time. Grab a seat in the front row and hold on tight. Watch the sneak peek now. Click accept to position early and see more details. Coming soon to every country. Shopley, the Dreamers are back.
Love it.
All right. Thank you, Stacy, for that. How fun is that? Just another energy, guys, another option, another vibe, if you will, to create anticipation and anxiety, showing you that we're not sitting on our hands, looking at our calendars, looking at our data. It's a time to really just get going and keep going. So in closing, I'll say this to you. Right now is a great time to just immerse yourself and dig way down in your organization for these upgrades as they come about. Because right now, also, people are really challenged trying to make sure that they're keeping their people together. Some people are, I'm hearing this. This is a time you dig down, you get them going. If you're going to be responsible, things are going to happen through you. If you're going to be a victim, you're going to have things are going to be happening to you. So folks, this is a great time to dig in and embrace the entire vision of what Shopley is all about. And as we get going, I'm going to get to know you better. You're going to get to know me better. But right now, it's all about upgrade and conversion, all about staying connected, and all about continually sending invites while we upgrade. So thank you. Rod, I'm going to turn it back to you in gratitude to you as well. Thank you.
I just have to shout out an appreciation to all the tech teams around the world. I'll miss somebody's name if I start naming names, but sometimes when we're going through these things, it's I have to get a little bit hard-nosed with them, and I want to just say thank you to all of them. I know there's several of them listening, and I just want to say that we can't do it without great tech implementers and great leaders within the tech team. So trust me when I say that they're all working 24/7 and getting it done on different shifts around the clock. So thank you to them, all of them. I just want to do a roundabout with everybody here that's on a panelist. If you're still with us, just give us one or two statements about how you are working with your team right now to get them, to keep them acclimated, to move them towards the upgrade, the process, and training them right now so that when the door opens, they all run through with other people and lead them. So let's start. Just raise your hand and go.
I'll go first, Rod. I got to jump off. I got a call actually in 5 minutes, so I got to set up for that. But
Awesome.
I think the most important thing now is really communication, and I think constantly communicating with people about these type of updates, because if people don't get on this call, they may miss something that's really important. So in this upgrade phase, communication is key, and that's what I would say. If you're on here and you've got a team building, make sure that you consistently communicate with everyone. Thanks, and been a wonderful call, and look forward to seeing you all out in the field. Bye.
Thank you, Craig. Who's next?
Rod, I'll go. Run the play. Invite, confirm, learn. Invite, confirm, learn. Run the play, run the play. I used to play college and professional baseball, and then I taught little kids by giving them lessons. And I'll tell you, the guys that we watch on television earning millions of dollars a year every day, they put a baseball on a freaking tee, and they take 300 to 500 swings every day off of a tee. So run the play, follow the model. This thing works. Keep inviting.
Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go, Rod. You know, everything that you ever wanted just sits on the other side of fear. And so we've been working everybody past the fear by that same motto of communication. We're big time into communication. We have found lots of ways to do that through Telegram, Messenger, Facebook groups, but even old school, actually dialing their number and having their phone ring. We are true believers in that voice that you can reach out to your leaders and have that conversation, because when they can feel that the leader is totally 100% committed, the rest of it becomes a whole lot easier. So we're excited about this. Rod, I do have to admit to you, I've only done it about 73 times since you first spoke earlier, but I've kind of refreshed just to see, man.
Okay, awesome. Couple more and then we'll call it a night. Thank you.
Okay, so I think communication is excellent, but I think communicating the need that you need to learn this yourself as well. Because what I do see when people come in, they sit back and they wait for the leaders to do all the communication. If you're going to scale your teams at speed, you all need to come on, if it's your own business, and take that responsibility to get into the learning. Everything's on Telegram. There's so many recordings, videos, teachings that's already there. So communicating the need that when you come on, if you learn what this is at speed, and I can see when I have Zooms with my teams and it starts to land, then the speed and everything for inviting picks up. So yep, communicate, but what are we communicating? And what are we saying the responsibility of learning is? And that's where I see the growth at speed coming in across the teams.
Love that. Jonathan, are you still with us? You're going to give us a little gem?
Yeah. Just to close here, thank you. First of all, thank you everyone for this wonderful night. What I wanted to say is fortune is in follow-up. When you follow up with people, that makes the things easier. And it's a little bit, sometimes you feel a little bit full of things to do, but you need to follow up and also identify the key people in your team. Who are the ones that are really committed, they're really into it, and that really want to go big. And focus your time, energy, and resources on those people, because those are the ones who are going to pay out. So this is basically what I wanted to say, and thank you guys.
Love it. Pouring into people. Stacy, you deserve the last shot here. Thanks for everything that you do.
Yeah, of course. I don't have a whole lot to say, you guys. The leaders have really, truly said a whole lot of it. All I can say is just don't stop. Don't stop with one person. Don't stop and take too much time with a vendor that's eating up your time, like Jake said. Don't stop with someone that's negative and wanting to ask all the questions. The way that you're going to fix any of the fears right now, any of the things that you're feeling, is by adding more people. The more people you have, the less you'll worry about one. And so increase your numbers, keep inviting, keep getting more people in, and don't worry if someone's slowing you down. Just say, you know what, I'm running laps. I'm running laps. When I come back around, I'll pick you back up. If you want to sit here and watch 4 videos, perfect. Here they are. When I come back around, I'll pick you back up. If you're not ready then, I'm coming back around again. So don't let someone stop you because they're dragging you down. Keep going, keep inviting, keep the energy up, and you will eventually pick them up on the 3rd, the 4th, or the 5th lap. But by then you'll have lapped them multiple times and you'll have more people with you. So that's all I have. Back to you, Rod.
Awesome stuff. Really appreciate each of you leaders and everyone that's joined us tonight. Get the word out. We will post this video from tonight's training after we do a little touch up to it, as we usually do. Make sure it gets really prepped up and ready for you to use. We're all about that. Get on the Telegram channel. That's where you're going to find all the most important and recent announcements. So safe travels to Nick, safe travels to all of you, safe working. Let's go. And refresh button. We'll be looking for you here over the next little bit. Thank you so much. Rod Larson out. Talk to you later.
Boom.